Now, a great and fair question for me would be, why are you even sharing this? Why you, who are not experiencing mental illness yourself, why are you even talking about this? Well, I'm talking about it because I love my wife, and if mental illness is hitting anybody in your family, it is also your burden to carry. It doesn't mean that person is a burden. It is a shared burden. It's a shared experience. Like, you care about the person you love. You want them to be well. You want them to thrive, regardless of what they feel, regardless of them not wanting to put that on you. You are going to take it and accept it because you love them and you care for them. The same would go for any child, any loved one dealing with any illness. Anyway, the point is the cure. The title of this video is supposed to be the cure. So I'm gonna get to that, but let me start with, I'm gonna just put a list up here of everything we've tried, because it's been a journey. Do I have strong opinions of the pharmaceutical industry? Yes, I do. But would I tell somebody not to get on medications, not to try medications? No. When things are at a crisis point, when you're trying to look for help, I'm not gonna negate any helpful means you have of finding something that works for you. And there is, with any method you hear, there's going to be a testimony of somebody it worked for. But in her case, it was a very experimental journey based upon people who would never sit you down and test you, because I don't know of any tests like that, to be honest, right? Where they can really test something in you to know what your body needs or what's missing exactly, precisely. I feel like talk therapy is incredible at helping people work through issues in their past, but when there's a chemical imbalance of some sort, or an imbalance in the body of some sort, I wish there was a more direct way to figure out what's wrong and to be able to treat that. So unfortunately, her experience was try this one, try this one, try this one, try this. Man, this is the thing. It's hard to even say it, but as a partner, you kind of got to step into a role that goes beyond what you may feel qualified for. Just because you're present. If you're present and you're there and you're paying attention, just like a parent with their kids, you can take your child to the doctor, but some things a doctor may not see because they are not there all the time. We went the natural way. We got to a point where medications were not helping anymore. We stopped the medications, not based upon the recommendations of a doctor. And that's the thing, right? I am not telling anybody to throw away medications or to give up on the medical community. I'm not saying that. We did it for 10 years trying that method. And when we got to the point where there was nothing else that they could recommend us, we had to go a different route. So I'ma just be truthful. In our case, just us, and I'ma relate this to anything. This can go with diets, with fitness. One program will not work for everybody, but what has helped us is supplementation and CBD. That has been a life-changing experience, right? And when it comes to CBD, what's weird about it, with something that is not regulated, with something that is new, you even got to experiment in that realm to see what dosaging, what level do we need. And there's other things that we've put into play that I'm not gonna say everything, because we are still on a journey to figure things out. I'm not gonna name all the supplements or whatnot, because truth be told, the difference, and just to say this too, we've been doing this for a year. In the past year, there has been a shift. I can only relate it to things that I can understand in my life. And so diet and fitness, that's the realm I have to attach it to, because for the past 4 years, it has been something that has changed my life. And so what I realize, and what a lot of you all know, is the success rate of diets is incredibly low. The reason for that, to me, and you all have heard this so many times, it's not about a diet, it's about a lifestyle. I personally have let go of the pursuit of the snap cure. in exchange for lifelong healing, for lifelong progression. There is no point in my life where I can go to the gym once or do one exercise and that gives me health for the rest of my life. People of faith, people that are religious, they will admit themselves, there ain't no one prayer. You can't do no one prayer and be fixed. You can't do no one day reading and then you're good. Anybody of faith is you are practicing that. You are constantly praying, constantly reading, constantly learning. That is the healing. And so that is the whole point of this video. I don't want to discourage anybody. I don't want to make people feel like life is too much, it's too heavy, it's too hard. It's not that. I want you to be okay. Like I am still learning to be okay with the process of things. I am so proud of the things that are occurring in my wife's life. Does it mean that it is easy now? No. Do I still see the weights there? Yes. Does she still have times where she feels like, I don't want to hold this up, I feel like quitting, this is too much? Do those times come? Yes. But what I am impressed by and what I am inspired and motivated by is I'm seeing her use the tools from all of these years, all this time that has went by, the things that she's learned and gained. She may not always jump up ready and wanting to use the tools she's gained, but she is implementing things now. It's amazing to see that even in the midst of the struggle, there still is improvement, and there's things that she would have never said even 2 years ago that she's able to say now about herself. Somebody that was filled with hatred for themselves is able to see, even if it's just a glimmer, they're able to see hope and beauty in themselves. This is just the beginning though. 4.5 years ago when I first started my consistent fitness journey, I will say, man, there were some weights that felt so heavy back then. Things that were impossible for me to lift over my head. Those weights didn't change, but my strength did. So when those things come at me, I am able to lift them much faster and much more effectively than I ever have in my life. But it doesn't mean that weights will not be there. It doesn't mean that life will not get heavy. It doesn't mean that, yeah, that's not how things go. So life doesn't get lighter. I think that we get stronger.